from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another classic On Location episode. This is Scoots in a Kayak. Once upon a time, this just came out. I've done other kayak episodes. They're very popular. And we've been digging through and seeing, hey, what else can we put out for everybody as a taste of what we've been doing for years because of our members, the people that support the show directly back, that are willing to pay for a free podcast so we can do everything we do. And so this is Scoots in a Kayak. I know there's other kayak episodes, but this one, I hope you enjoy it. It'll be on location. We'll be talking about swampy things and flying things, but I'll still keep it sleepy. But just as a heads up, it may not be. If any of that kind of stuff, you could, that's why we keep so many episodes coming out and so many episodes available at any time. But hope you enjoy this one. Thanks. All right, everybody, it's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, Helix Sleep, and they've got some amazing deals coming up. You're going to hear about it at the end of this ad read, so do not miss out. I want you to right now to open up your phone. Just do it with me. I'm going to go to helixsleep.com/sleep, and if I were you, I wouldn't want to, I don't know what your relationship with your bed is right now. I've had a long-term relationship with my Helix mattress. It fits my needs, how I sleep. I sleep on my side, I sleep on my stomach, but now I'm sleeping more on my back, and I'm relocating, and unfortunately, I'm not in a position where I could ship my mattress because I have to move my stuff before I move. But that's okay. It means I get a new Helix, so I'm going to take the Helix quiz right now, helixsleep.com/sleep. 30 seconds, and you give, okay, one or two sleepers. One. Okay, let me put in my email. Put in my name here, give a little bit of information. Okay, what size mattress am I considering? I got that down. All right. I don't know if are you taking this quiz with me at helixsleep.com/sleep? All right, toss. I guess I toss and turn. So I'm going to pick toss and turn. And what kind of firmness? Okay, I'm going to pick my firmness that fits my needs. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get yours, Okay, I'm going to talk about my back there, talk about temperature. All right, I got matched with my mattress. Oh, boy, and it's a different one than I have now just because I made a couple changes to how I sleep. So I'm going to check this out and think about it for my next Helix I'm going to be sleeping in. So take that Helix quiz. It's going to be coming right to your door, but most of all, it'll be a mattress that fits you, your needs, and how you sleep. And the best news is that Helix has amazing deals for Sleep With Me listeners, but only if you use our link. So go to helixsleep.com/sleep for 27% off site-wide during their Labor Day sale. Happening now. This offer is exclusive for listeners of Sleep With Me. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. That's helixsleep.com/sleep for this exclusive Labor Day sale offer. That's 27% off site-wide. helixsleep.com/sleep. All right, but this is Scoots here, and you probably heard me. This message is going out to people that listen every night. Like, you listen 7 nights a week, 6 nights a week, 5 nights a week, 4 nights a week. You listen many, many nights a week. This is your chance to be rooted for or to root for other listeners. Like, think about that. There's other people that listen differently than you that are rooting for you right now. People you don't even know. Can you feel that? That's the first stage of this one. Can you feel those people that know you're listening every single weeknight or every single work night? Or you listen to the show every single night of the week. They're so happy this podcast has changed your life that it helps you out. And they're rooting for you. And then do you want to root for them back? Because some of them don't listen that often, right? Some of them are new listeners. Some of them are temporary listeners. Some are people that just listen when the episodes come out. So 2-3 nights a week. Do you want to root for those listeners? Do you want to root for people that listen the same way as you or differently than you or both? Do you want to send your comfort to them right now across the deep, dark night? Do you want to do both? You want to receive some of that good cheer or and send it? And if you're really listening and hearing me right now, and you do listen multiple nights a week, could you root for another multiple night listener to support the show, that they're hearing me right now, that they're listening to me right now, and that you're rooting for them. Hey, the Sleep With Me Plus was built with people that listen 4, 5, 6, 7 nights a week in mind, and that's how you keep that's how the show stays around, to keep supporting. So are you rooting for that person? Or maybe you're that person. Maybe you're hearing me. Maybe you're feeling those other listeners rooting for you. Because when you support the show, it is kind of like, it does give you, the supporter, a better experience if you listen that much. But you also support it for those 9 other people, and ensure the show will be here for them too. If you're that one person, right? Or no, 19. Whoops. It's 19 other people you help out when you support the show. Not just 19 other people, but 19 other super listeners, as well as like hundreds or thousands of new listeners and temporary listeners. So I don't know if you're the one that's rooting or you're the one we're rooting for. If you are, you could support the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Don't wait till tomorrow, though. Support it right now. Thanks. Oh, Mystery Bart. A lot of people help out on this show. Who are they?
Posty poster son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes. Carl W. the legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bart. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at jonathanmann.net. I'll write a song for you. Any reason at all. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support your scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Anna like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mr. Bard. And don't forget, the most comfortable way to listen to Sleep With Me is with sleep phones. You can get sleep phones at sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleep-phones and you sleep with me for $5 off at checkout. Sleepwithmepodcast.com/sleep-phones. You sleep with me at checkout. What do you say we get on with the show?
Our patrons, this is at the beginning of the episode, so I'm about to get into a kayak, and this will be a first time, because this is for a patron-only episode, that I can actually record something. Can never do this for, I guess I'll take my flip-flops off. For a regular episode, so it's the great thing about having these patron-only episodes. So I'm about to get into the kayak, and a turquoise, but I think we're gonna have a lot of dragonfly action. So at least this is at the beginning of the episode. And I don't know what I'll cut out of this. Okay, I'm in the kayak. I'm recording ambient audio behind me to cover up like any cuts or anything. Let me get the kayak in the water first, Scoots. Still not fully in the water. Okay, we're launched. Okay, patrons, here we are, and I'm in the water. I'm in a swamp. And I'll have to do some adjusting here. Maybe not. You can hear the water is almost mirror-like. There are a lot. If you're a Dragonfly fan, this might be the Dragonfly episode. And I'm not going to go far. I wanted to get a. want you to enjoy the journey. And I'll find a nice spot to stop. Here we are. And I'm pretty low to the water. And I can see in the water a lot of different types. There's lily pads on both sides of the front of my kayak. Big, big, broad lily pads. Beautiful lily pads. Here exposed to the sun. Maybe, I don't know what their deal is with chlorophyll and all that. I don't know if that was my nose or a bird. I think it was my nose. In front of me is not that far off the Salmon River. You can hear a boat going slow in the distance. A lot of birds singing, hummingbirds. So dragonflies everywhere. Not a thick swarm. They seem to be, but they're really the most I've ever seen. There's 1, 2 chasing one another. A third. Now they're coming to listen. Yeah, gather round, ye dragonflies, as I tell you the tale. I think they're in. Holy cow! Get some scientists out here. As I tell you the tale of the podcaster who loved dragonflies. You really are beautiful. I honestly, I know there's photographers and artists that are big into dragonflies, but I feel like you just don't get enough credit. I mean, I'm sure Bernie the butterfly would both agree and disagree with me. He'd say humans don't give you enough credit. But I really love your sleek. You got those wings. You got the wings kind of remind me of, I don't know, my favorite. These are a few of my favorite wings. Wings on dragonflies and translucent bodies, shining and shimmering. And your shape, well, let's just say it's a bit oddie. Dragonflies flying around me. These are a few of my favorite ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and friends beyond the binary. Patrons, it's time for the podcaster who's sitting in a kayak. I think this is the dream boat, my mom's kayak. It's red. It's dusty. It's been used a couple times lately, and I have a pad. Whatever. I don't know if this is a paddle or an oar. And right now I'm in a swamp, estuary. There's bubbling muck. I'll do a little more paddling, patrons. Really, that isn't the most relaxing sound. Maybe one day I'll just do that. Maybe I'll do it right now. Paddling through your dreams. It's time for Sleep With Me. The podcast that puts you to sleep. We do with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do as I coast here out of the swamp, just off a river, still in the estuary, but out of a bit of the muck. I'm going to try to create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake, whether it's thoughts, feelings, physical sensations, time, temperature, changes in routine. Whatever's keeping you awake, I'd like to take your mind off of that. And the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to use these lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders. I'm going to send my voice across the deep, dark night. I'm in a river full of meanders. I'm surrounded really by the beauty and the bounty of nature. Usually, I think people say bounty when they're taking something, but all I'm taking is the observations and the impressions and I guess the humbling experience. You know what? Holy mackerel. I don't mean to come off topic soon. And I know we got some, species here that aren't, doing the best for this. But I'm looking under the water here and I'm seeing a couple different types of river plants. And holy cow, mourning dove. It doesn't get any better than this, patrons. And you're here with me. The river, it's not, I think I already said this, it's not totally like glass, but it is very, very reflective. And we're sitting here. First, not a water strider, but a water bug, one that cruises without its legs on the surface. Just went by. Birds are saying, ooh, dragonfly with tiger wings just flew by me too. A lot of these water bugs, I haven't seen any water striders, but I'm sure we will before the day is done. One of these things below the water is like a cloud, grassy, algae like cloud, and it's caught in or growing off of like underwater tree type things. But it really is cloudy, and that's the kind of one that bubbles up on the surface. Some people call it MUCK. I guess I'm like this isn't the story swamp I picture in my brain, but this definitely does. I'm seeing underwater lily pads, smaller ones, about 2 feet down, despite the river having tons of material in it, even on its surface, and flowing gently away from me. It is very clear, and I'm going to take some paddles now towards, I see a downed tree with branches. Just give us a little more motion. Just saw a little baby fish, or a little small fish. It says, hey, I'm nobody's baby. I say, okay, well, you'll always be my baby. Doo-doo-doop-doop. But this is a podcast to put you to sleep. You don't need to fall asleep, and you don't need to listen. And I'll be strolling here for a little while, and this experimental episode made possible by you, the people that support the show, with the ability to kind of test things out that we couldn't put out on a regular episode. And to really enjoy ourselves out here. With the birds singing. The birds, the bees, the trees, really surrounded. We're really lucky to be out here recording live from, nearly a swamp.
If Sleep With Me has changed your life for the better, think about supporting the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. But this is Scoots. We're trying to reset and get the super listeners on this campaign for super listeners to support the show. And the thing is, it really does come down to, well, particularly if you are an all-night listener or you fall asleep fast and you're hearing me, I really do need your attention. But if you listen 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nights a week, if you've listened for longer than a year, if you've listened longer than 3 years, if the podcast has changed your life, I do need your attention. And here's the thing. Now we got options, right? I want everybody to be a participant in this, and I'll just run through the ways you could participate. And a lot of them you could do right now from the comfort of your own bedroom or wherever you are. And even if you're a new listener or a temporary listener or a situational listener or somebody just going through a hard time right now, you could participate too. But again, if you're an all-night listener or fall asleep fast, I really want you to lean into this, which is like the first part of it is like sending or thinking about sending your comfort across the deep, dark night to another listener. And maybe it starts with a super listener who listens just like you, but knowing they're out there somewhere in the world, or maybe it's a future super listener, somebody that's new, just like you were new. Can you send them comfort across the deep, dark night? You just barely smile for them and just think, I'm glad you're here. I hope this podcast can help you. Do you want to do that, right? Do you want to participate in that? Or are you in a place right now where you need that comfort to come into you? Do you want to receive it right now? Or just know that it's out there? Because I don't know if I'm in the receiving mood, right? But do you want to do that? Like, be like, man, there's other listeners. And this is true, by the way, that there's other listeners right now rooting for you. People that listen differently than the way you do, and people that are similar, whatever is keeping you awake or getting in the way of you getting the rest, or your listening style, that there's other listeners right now rooting for you. So those are 2 ways you could participate, or you could do both, right? You could send out some comfort and you could receive that comfort right now. Or you could alternate or whatever works for you. But I'd love it, just like I talk about in the intros, for you to be a little bit more of a part of that. And again, it's passive, right? But then we're also rooting, and maybe you could root for me together, that someone, and maybe it's you, is listening and hearing me right now. And the podcast has changed your life to a degree where you're paying attention. And maybe you're an all-night listener. The show will not go on without more all-night listeners and people fall asleep fast supporting the show. And you want to be that one that's like, man, I guess I just didn't hear you all those other times, or I wasn't really listening. And that's okay, because we're rooting for that one person, 1 out of 20 super listeners. So I don't know. Are you one of the 19 people who are rooting right now, or can you feel those 19 people rooting for you? You've been thinking about supporting the show. Maybe it's for the bonus content. Maybe it's because the podcast has changed your life. Or maybe you're just curious to check it out. There's 19 other super listeners rooting for you to support the show right now. To be a hero, to be a heroine, to change the future of sleep with me. And believe me, I'm rooting for you because we need your support. If you're listening to me, if you're hearing me right now, and if you're that one person, please don't wait. You could support the show. You could get access to Sleep With Me Plus, which is built with super listeners in mind. It'll change the way you listen to the show because it's built with people. It's ad-free. It's amazing because we built it with super listeners in mind. And think about those 19 people that are rooting for you. And even if it's indirect gratitude, not only has the podcast changed your life, it's changed those 19 people's lives that are also rooting for you to support the show. So you could do all that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus, sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And right now the wind, I'm just sitting in this kayak. The wind is gently moving it. I'm seeing some more water bugs. Seeing a lily pad. Well, I don't know why is everything that lives on the surface that looks like a pad a lily pad? But this one is shaped like not a diamond, but almost a diamond. Sharpened oval. It's ovular with sharpened tips, so I guess you'd say it's leaf-like. A lot of this swamp clouds, which is new. I don't remember ever seeing this extensive swamp cloud. So I have a feeling that that's something that people are saying, hey, that's not, came from somewhere else on a boat. But I'd actually have to have facts. But it really looks like, wow. Hey, if anybody's a science fiction artist, get on down here next summer. I'll meet you. It is really impressive. It does look like green space clouds underwater. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some paddling because now I'm by this tree, and the wind picked up. Oh wow! So I've been lacking because this is an audio podcast and there's so many visuals. I just caught my first heady scent, and I smell sunscreen clearly mixed with maybe a hint, I guess a little bit of skunk musk, but not in a good way. Right, skunks. You're right, of course, in a good way. Hint of and then some. I don't know if it's loamy, but I'm going to use that term because I love using it. It's loamy. With a little bit of coconut. And yes, you might be saying, Scoots, what are you wearing today? Like, what are the sunscreens of 2018? I say, well, I got 2 types on, believe it or not, because I like coverage. On my legs, I have NOAD 50 Sport Spray, and that does have the beautiful coconut scent to it. And then on my arms and neck and face, I have a Aldi store brand, which I don't know the store brand, like something like Whoosh or something it's called. And that was a thicker lotion that leaves a bit of a residue. So you say, okay, definitely got some good coverage here. Almost a dank smell. I guess to my friends where it's 420, I mean, maybe someone's smoking up nearby. But yeah, it is a dank smell here. Holy cow, I think I just saw an otter or a big turtle. I'm going to try to see where it went. With some sort of head poking out, swimming. You think it was a mammal. Could be a beaver. It just went into the weeds to say, hey, what are you talking about, dude? I'm trying to live my life out here. Oh, there it goes again. It's moving through the reeds. A mystery. I think it was, we have beavers here and musk buddies, I think they're called.
they like to end it with an RAT, but I prefer Musk Buddies. Enjoying the dank smells of and then where the Musk Buddy went, I'll try to go a little bit closer now that I've given the Musk Buddy time to get away. Last year we were in we're in the river, where now we're in more of a swamp situation. And we got some flowers. They're purple, like lavenders, but they're a water-based flower. I've said Scoots, all lavenders, water-based. You hear a small engine plane flying overhead. Oh, there it goes. I can follow. I think it's a turtle, everybody. A really, maybe not. Let's see. This is live podcasting, by the way. Can't tell. I can only see its head. I'm pretty sure it's a mammal. But I was going to compliment these flowers. And now I lost view of them as I tried to follow our mammalian friend. Maybe this is like when, maybe I could get into like Foon, or where those kids went when they went through the wardrobe. Like I'll follow the Musk Buddy through the wardrobe into the swamp of where, I learned to not be boring or something. I don't know. So I'm here in I would say, it's a panel, how do you say that word? Panoply? Anyone? I don't know if you just heard that click. That was I don't think they were dragonflies. Two other, maybe they were they bumped into each other and it made a click. Oh, here's a dragonfly right by me. Beautiful slate gray. Its back is more of a turquoise. And as I said, most underrated of flying things, the dragonfly. Beautiful, its wings, 4 wings. It's sitting on a lily. I guess you're standing, huh? You're perched. You're right. You're perched on a lily pad. There's a yellow flower here among the lily pads. It's a compact bulb-like flower. And I'd say that's probably not a lily. And I don't know if lily pads grow on lilies. This, you mind if I call you Lady Gray? Lady Slate. You got it. That's our dragonfly friend here, listening in. And Lady Gray's headed off. Lady Gray's I see a lot of Grays. Sorry, Lady Slate, I already forgot your name. And I'm sitting here among the lily pads. I think I was also going to say there's some mini lily pads. There's some big ones. We got an eye out for water striders. We got an eye out for fish. So there's our buddy again, or another one. Maybe just listening to the sound of my voice. My mammals do love my voice, I've heard. And it is, could be like picture an otter, because that's basically what I'm looking at. But I don't think there are otters around here. Just swam under a dock, probably to get some shade or to get away from my talking. Just lapping around the area, probably doing some fishing, I would assume. And no offense to people that judge. I mean, I love beavers, don't get me wrong. But musk buddies have they have dens too, just because they're not constructed with the same precision as a beaver doesn't make them, and just because they have musk at the beginning of their name. And dank, I mean, like I said, that dank musk smell. So I'm going to go here. I see it in the distance. A couple, I don't know, those are more friends just swimming. A lot of water BUGs. And I'm going to go even into a swampier area here. And there's a lot of floral action. That's why I'm headed here. So I'm here, I'm looking around, gently gliding. What could be more sleepy than a gentle glide? I see a boat parked. Actually, right now, I'm within view of where I recorded, I think, Bugs of Smooth Night and one of the other nighttime shows. I don't know if it was DJ Echo Base. I think that was in Florida. Was it Slurp and DJ Echo Base? That was in Florida. But I know last year I did another nighttime episode here, and it looks a lot different during the day, but I can see the rowboat I was sitting on, its prow or its bow in front of me. It's next to another boat, which is named the ORCA, a red motorboat with a Mercury engine outboard for you boaters. It's a Crestliner. Oh, there's our first water strider. And I'm actually like, I'm swamped a little bit. I'm going to have to work to get out of here. Oh, the water strider took off. Got a high-pitched boat in the distance there that I'm going to try to talk over. Maybe I'll just edit this out. Oh, no, that's not that bad. It's an engine. I got my body between the boat. I'm doing a little sound reflection. I do have on a vest of LIFE, so no worries on that department. Temperature, there is no shade, so it is, hopefully no bugs will be throwing shade on me, okay? No having fun at my expense. In front of me is even a thicker swamp that I have been in before as a child. Full-on swamp. I guess it's connected, so maybe it's not an independent swamp. But some trees have now grown over the entrance, small entrance to it, a narrow passage, and I wouldn't be able to get through there. But this is pretty much the same. But really, we'll take a second and listen. Oh, wow. A darker, a bigger dragonfly just flew in front of me. I didn't, kind of a matte black style. Really dragony. I'd say, holy cow, if there was a dragonfly cartoon or TV show or movie, you would definitely be whoever was not the Lion King, the uncle. If we could still get Jeremy Irons. I don't know. No, I don't know if, I don't know if we would. Oh boy. Can you hear that? I'm close to a frog. It's saying, hey, give me some space. And I say, sure, I'm backing out, bruh. I don't know, is that a frog or a bird? Okay, I see here's the movie pitch, Moranis and Curry and Mars. The teensy tiny dragonfly. This one, oh wow, it's fast too. It had a bright blue tip of its tail and abdomen, and then, oh, there it is. And then it's like the thing between the tip of its tail or whatever, its long body, is dark. It's the same color as the water, so it looks nearly invisible. And it's very tiny. Can hear other people out enjoying the river talking. Those are people like at a boat, probably 300. Holy moly! You know what they're talking about? Great blue heron just flew by. Holy moly! I just caught the backside of the heron, but maybe that was who was making that noise. Do herons and frogs sound the same? I don't know. So I'm going to head let's do some flower work now. I haven't seen any bigger fish. Probably a good thing since I'm so close to the water. I don't need to do any squealing during a sleep podcast. I was going to try to get close to one of these. Oh, look at this beautiful white flower. I won't be able to take any pictures because I'm recording directly into my phone. So this is a real treat for your ears as you rest. And I gently paddle here. So I have here in amongst the lilies is a many-petaled white flower. In the center of it is yellows. It's spread wide. Maybe I don't know if it's stamen and its pistils are thinking it's spring even though it's summer. But hey, don't go for it is what I'd say. But it's wide open. It's got petals touching the water. Its lower petals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I can see. Then another layer of petals, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then yet another tier that are kind of spread in different ways towards the center. Let's go a little bit different. Let's go see if there's anything in there. Hopefully none of our buzzing buddies in there because I really don't need to deal with that. while I'm recording a sleep podcast. Let's keep the pollination. Oh boy, and there was. I said, sorry, I'm interrupting some pollinating. Luckily, they didn't seem too upset about it. Little guy. I don't know if that is what type of. Oh yeah, that's probably. Let's back it out, Scoots. But they're in there pollinating. So I'm watching. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to give you your privacy. Don't worry. You go ahead. You pollinate. You nectar. Do some. Boy, it's getting. Is it hot in here, or am I outside in the sun? Oh boy. Oh yeah. Sorry. Just paddling here. Oh hey, did you hear me talking? Alluding to procreation. A bunch of the dragonflies are interested in this. They must not get this. Yeah, I was just alluding to plant. Just plant love. I did say nectar. That's kind of. I don't even. That's just a word that has. What is that even called? I say, whew, makes me sweat when I hear that word. I don't even know why. But you say, hey, what is that? What is that word I'm looking for? But I don't know. I'm still a little close to this pollination action. I'm going by it though. Really, so it has a yellow thingamajigs. I don't know what those are, but really lovely. But I want to keep moving. I want to give them their privacy. So here I am. Still, I was going to look at some purple flowers. Let's go do that closer to the shore here. A couple more boats here. Manitou, Manitou, party boat. A lot of different people have their canoes and kayaks parked around here. You can hear cars that there's a boat launch nearby. I take a picture, what are you drinking to stay cool, Scoots? And observe it. Wild Cherry Cola, a brand name, but I won't say which brand. I'm going to take a sip here, and then I can always edit it out, but maybe you'll enjoy it. Cola. It's a warming, though. So, there's our morning dove friend. The only thing this is missing, and it probably wouldn't go with it, is that, some church bells. I don't think there's a church within hearing distance. But that really punctuates. Morning doves and church bells for me. For some reason, make me think of summer days lying around. Here's an unopened bulb, probably of one of these yellow flowers, as I head into yet a new section of the swamp here. A little bit denser, so it could get a little bit muckier. But not, I could see why people would say yucky, but I don't. I mean, as long as this boat stays upright, I'm not going to say yucky. If it did not remain that way, I would say yucky, because I would say I'm covered in. And here I am. Now I'm really, really close. Yeah, let's just get really close to where we recorded that episode last summer. 2 years ago, or no, maybe, let's see. In 2017 and 2015, I recorded episodes right where I mean about 10 feet from where I am now on the ground on a little peninsula that goes between this side of the swamp that's connected to the river and the side of the swamp that's more independent of the river. Dragonflies are interested, and I'm in the shade. I didn't even realize I just headed to the shade. So let me go one more stroke. Good. I should have saved my stroking for when I was joking about nectar. There's also some lines up there. There's a bird on the line. Yeah, I'm talking to you, birds. I got 3 of them, and I can't, because they're against the blue sky and the way the sun is, they all look black, but I would presume they're not. But they could, because they don't look like crows. I don't know, what's a black... Hey, one came over closer to see what's up. I've seen a couple robins, but I don't know what... Maybe these are blackbirds. Is there a blackbird flying into something at night? Take these wings and learn to fly. All my life, right? I was only waiting for the moment to canoe. Are you blackbirds? I don't know. They do seem like they're blackbirds, though. I just thought it was the way they were framed against the sky. Slate gray? No, sorry, I've seen slate gray. I wouldn't say that. Did you smell that musk earlier? Was that someone? What do they used to call it? Ganja goo balls, or was it a skunk, or was it both? The skunk. That would be maybe that was maybe. I don't know if they should. Maybe if I have a time machine, I could go back, get a contract with Nancy Reagan, and say, write a story. The skunk that got too high, or the skunk that smoked. I don't know. Maybe we could fit some alliteration in there. Stoned skunk. That's a little bit. I think that would probably work though. That pitch would work. So if you don't hear from me, I'm going to be back in the 80s making a boatload of money with my new book, The Stoned Skunk. I guess you have to have, that sounds more fun, like a book I'd like to read, as opposed to, maybe it would be a viral hit. Like they said, well, we're hoping this book, makes kids say, stone stunk. That would be maybe it's even for littler kids. The stoned stunk stank. So sorry, something Sally was for the stoned skunk. What's wrong, skunk? Your eyes are... Yeah, okay, so... We're out here. We got another bird sound. I don't know if you can hear it. That's a duck or a goose. Wondering where our mammalian friend went. Haven't seen them in a bit. I'm here in the shade. There's dragonflies around. There's birds. I'm just sitting here on the surface of the water. Barely a motion, other than the motion of the kinetic forest friends. Swamp friends. Hey, how come you don't get, does the swamp person have friends? Swamp friends. Yeah, what was up with super friends? There were super friends. How come there's not swamp friends? You're my swamp friends. A white moth just flew by, or butterfly. Still getting a lot of dragonfly action. Hopefully, I wonder why the dragonflies don't land on my boat, my canoe. A beautiful trilling bird out there. Bit of a cawing. Let's see what other sounds we could hear. You can hear the engine of a car in the distance. And closer. If it's one of my parents, you'll hear them telling me to tighten up my life preserver and come in or something. We're going to go see baby Teddy soon, hopefully, maybe. I'm not sure though. Oh, there we go. I just heard a frog friend. It's really nice here in the shade. Perfect temperature. Actually, I could take my hat off if you don't mind. Me getting all informal here. And I just wiped my brow. There is sweat on my brow. I'm looking at the prow of my ship. I'm saying, and how we're here. Actually, here's something you probably do see every day on the swamp, but you forget. Birds even poop on lily pads. So the next time a bird poops on you or your stuff or nearby, think about it that way. Put it in perspective. Say, well, they even poop on lily pads, so maybe I could roll with it. But maybe not. Maybe you say, well, cut it out, birds. I've had enough of... But there's bird poop on a lily pad. And it's not the bird's fault. They're just they just get to have the convenience of flying and going to the bathroom at the same time. Which, in human context, I don't see how it would ever work. But for a bird, I'd say, yeah, that totally makes sense. And it's, from so many levels, you say, well, I don't want this. This is really weighing me down. And I say, by the way, go for it. Also, say, well, it lifts my, Ooh, I just saw... Ooh. So I'm looking at a tree, and a leaf just fell from the tree and glided down. I don't know, Ansel Adams, are you there? Did you see that beautiful leaf flutter? You're right, Ansel. Thank you. Flutter to the ground. John Muir, you been out here in northern New York? Or I don't know what part of New York we're at. Northern central New York. I was all the way. I've been around these areas now. Traveling, family things. Yep, stuff. You're right, frog friend. But now I'm glad to be here with my swamp friends, recharging and being able to help my patrons rest, the people that keep this podcast going. I wouldn't be able to rest really without you, so I hope you're resting well. And I guess I can rest because you allowed me to in some way. So thank you for believing in value for value. So thank you for believing in value for value. It's a rare thing. We're here in a rare place. Oh, I just noticed yet another thing. Let me do a couple paddles. So I'm really deep in the swamp and close to land. I've seen a new set of flowers that I didn't see before. And I say, hey, I'd like to appreciate everything I can while I'm out here with my patron peeps as they gently rest. So on the smaller lily pads, which are they clover shaped? I guess lily pads are heart shaped. The heart shaped lily pad. There's another. I don't know if that would be an anti-drug book, but on the smaller lily pads, which are about the size of a quarter, maybe between nickel and a quarter. You're right, not a dime. I don't see any dime-sized ones. Oh, okay, a few. You got me. There's these little white flowers. They're still a few feet away. They're very small. They're dime-sized flowers with 3 petals. They're white. And, I don't want to, stick my nose in your stamen or your pistol, but I just want to see they have yellow centers there, kind of like in the same shape. Some of them have 4. And they're parchment-like. I'm glad I came over to appreciate you, because almost parchment-like. Some translucency and some vein, like whiter, more opaque veins on them, like a piece of parchment. You're more beautiful than parchment, I'll tell you. And parchment may be my favorite paper, because it may be one of the other than the other papers that I know that aren't, what do they print? What it was One-Eyed Willie? Was that parchment? Because boom, that's my favorite. You put it on a treasure map, and I'll say, hey, great job. So I'm gonna give it a little space there. I'm back up, but I'm going to try to stay in the shade for a little while longer and take a sip of my soda and check the time, patrons. And I'm back here. I have a smaller water strider that is 50-50. I don't know if I've ever seen this. Maybe it's in a chill position. The water strider has, it just did a 180 degree turn. It has 2 legs on a lily pad and then 2 in the astride the water. And when I started talking about it, switched the legs that were on the water in the lily pad. It kind of looks like it's splayed. Are you splayed? Now its back legs are on the water and its front legs are on the lily pad. You enjoying the shade as much as I am? What about the sound of my voice? What do you think about the sound of my voice? Are you enjoying it here? I'm enjoying giving it to you. And thank you for listening. There's a frog. Don't worry, frog. I'm going to back up here. Maybe. Or maybe not. I have trouble getting this boat to go backwards. And so, give me a second here, patrons. I'm just doing like a 48-point turn in a kayak and trying to stay in the shade. Guess I'll have to go out of the shade to keep it moving. Have on my favorite swim trunks, in addition to my screens of the sun. My swim trunks that I couldn't find, but they were here waiting for me. You can hear another plane. Maybe a helicopter going overhead. in the distance. Kind of a powerful sound, so it could be a historical or a larger. I know I've seen a transport helicopter, one of those 2-propeller ones, a few days ago. And that may fly overhead. Now we're getting some wind, I guess because I'm turned into the wind. But yeah, you could kind of hear that helicopter. I think that's still a somewhat soothing sound. And they said, hey, Scoots, why don't you do some more paddling? Oh, here's another set of flowers we didn't get to appreciate yet. The stick just rubbing on the bottom of my canoe. These are small yellow. Oh, hi. A dragonfly just came right up close. You're the curious dragonfly. Maybe do you think I could write a book about you? Do you have stripes? Oh, now you're all curious. Hello, dragonflies. How you doing? So yeah, let's see here. Some nice small flowers, some small yellow flowers. Look like they've gotten a little bit too much sun, so they might be at the end of their, maybe they had their day. They had their day in the sun, and I'm gonna do some paddling, get some motion going. Let's see if we can see some fish. Maybe let's do some cloud. Yeah. So here we are. We're in a place here where I could do some. We have some glassy action, no plant life here on the surface. And so we're getting a good sky reflection, some ripples, and then we're seeing clouds right in the water. Like something out of, it's not a painting because you're so close and there's so much to take in. And VR could, if there was like an impressionist VR, maybe I could be the first impressionist, or probably already somebody doing that, but really here, there's ripples coming off when I paddle, and the sky's rippling, and then I get to look up into the sky. And I know Montana's got that moniker Big Sky, but I really got a great view of the sky here, looking across the estuary or the swamp into the river that flows into the Lake Ontario from the Tug Hill Plateau, which gets a lot of snowfall and precipitation, and flows into this, the greatest of the Great Lakes, in my opinion, Lake Ontario. So, yeah, we're here and paddling. So we have the river, which is kind of a greenish brown, and then the blue sky and the streaks. There's even jet trails too, and clouds, wispy clouds. And then, oh boy, Crane City coming our way. White crane. Oh no, maybe it's not a crane. Maybe it's could be an osprey. Hey, are you an osprey? I think it's osprey. It's patrolling, doing some fishing. I have a view right now also of a historic lighthouse, Selkirk Lighthouse. It's a stone, 2 stories. It's pretty old. I don't know any facts about it, but it has looks like a house with a light on top of it. It actually is a lighthouse. Sometimes they say it's a lighthouse. It's just like a light tower house. This is a 2-story stone building, and then on the roof is the lighthouse structure, and it's red, the lighthouse structure, in silver. Great blue heron, everybody. Holy mackerel. It's doing a flyby. It's circling me. Giant and majestic and great. No doubt why they call that a great blue heron. Flapping its wings, really doing some serious flying. Another one. Holy cow. Right behind me. Holy mackerel, everybody. So I have like about 20 feet away from me, another great blue heron just landed on a branch. It's looking after the other one. Looks a little bit smaller or younger. And it's watching me, and I'm just sitting here chilling, and it's sitting there chilling. It's wondering why I'm in the sun. I do have screen on, but you're right, it is warm. It's either studying me or waiting to do it. We're gonna stay here. It's ruffling its feathers, and it just shook its head and its neck. Now it's shaking its head a little bit more, but its feathers are already back smoothed out. It is sitting there perched. Its head It has its beak. It has white with a black stripe between the white portions. Its top of its head is black. Then it has a gray, or as they say, blue. Its wings are a bluish color, greatly blue. Maybe it's waiting for the other heron. I hope you're not some other heron. Oh, it just looked at me. It said, what do you call me, a lesser heron? Sorry, I was looking at that osprey. Talk about bird luck. We were looking at an osprey. We saw that other heron. Now it's taking off. Holy mackerel. This is what you allow, patrons. It took off behind me and flew. And now somebody's pulling up by my stuff. So I'm going to have to keep an eye on my stuff here. But holy mackerel, a live heron. I may have to edit something out though, because I might have to do some shouting if this other vehicle, but I can't believe that. We saw 3 herons. That's, I don't know if, get Birdwatch on the phone. I don't know if they have awards for bedtime podcasters. And there's the osprey, now about 500 feet, 500 yards maybe, even away from me. It could be another osprey flying over another part of the river, doing some patrolling. Oh, we're back in Dank City too. Man, I do miss that smell. I don't miss what came with it, but, and it's in a different part of the swamp here, so it could just be a natural swamp smell, because I'm near, like, I guess it's an underwater island. Maybe at some points it is. I guess at one point in my childhood it was exposed and I walked out on it. That was back when I didn't care about the ivy for our ivy friends. But I don't know if a skunk buddy could live out there. But yeah, I'm here by the island, paddling by it, taking in the dank smell, looking at it. It's submerged. It's got a lot of sticks and what you'd call bushes. I don't know if they're trees or bushes. I know there's like a water chestnut issue here is one of the issues, but I don't know what a water chestnut looks like what its leaves are. But I hear they have water chestnut. What the? I don't know. Are you a dragonfly? Something that looks like mother of pearl just flew by, in the shape of a dragonfly, but much more delicate. Very small, very delicate, almost wispy with your wispy wings. And I guess like I'd call you a bridefly. I don't mean that in a holy moly. Another dragonfly. All black, but with blue and white wing stripes. And this wispy one is, I could call you can I call you Mother of Pearl then? Oyster Inside. You got it. That's an interesting nickname. I know there was that band Oysterhead that was like some of the members of Fish and some of the members of Primus, so maybe Stuart Copeland was in that. I think so. So Fish, Police, and Primus together. Oh man, and I'm here. I'm not working up a sweat. Well, now I kind of am. You can probably hear me, but I am sweating. I'm also keeping an eye out for either one of my parents, who, when they pull in, will tell me. They'll correct both everything, and they'll tell me to get inside. I don't think I had any chores to do. I do have packing to do, unfortunately. My trip is coming to a close. I have another family commitment here. And then, I'm doing some paddling. A lot of dragonflies still. Another thing these kayak trips come with is a bit of a B-A-C-K-A-C-H-E, but I just paused so I get it out and sat upright. But now I'm getting a little mic brush here. Let me try to move this here. But yeah, here I am. So I have my bright brush. I'm still here in the swamp. I'm surrounded by lily pads and dragonflies. As you're resting there, and paddling. I'm just going to do some gentle paddling and some gentle talking as I go through here. You can hear the contact of my paddles with the water. The dragonflies are flying around, having a great time. The great blue herons are, I guess we did see water striders. We've seen birds, we've seen flowers, we've seen a lot of plant life, and I don't know if we saw aerobic or anaerobic activity. Holy cow, another jet black dragonfly here. I'm going to explore one more swamp portion here and then head in. Oh wait, I see a little ripple in the water. Maybe a fish. Maybe let me stop and take a look. I don't really see anything under the water. Oh, there's another bubble. Could just be swamp gas. At least that's what they always say. I said, what was that, a fish under there? When I was a kid, they said, no, it's swamp gas. If there is swamp gas, is there a way to generate electricity or something from it? I guess it would be methane at the bottom, because there is so many layers of life down there in these swamps. There's all this plant life. There's the leaves from the trees. There's what's left behind when our swamp buddies go to the big swamp in the sky, which the difference between a swamp and a farm, I mean, I guess there are a lot of differences, but it's kind of like nature's farm. I'm really in the muck now. So whatever this green cloud muck is more on the surface here, bubbling, generating swamp gas. Some more white flowers here. And this little side path I've taken. A lot more dragonflies. And I don't think I've ever, maybe it's just because of the time of the day, or that I haven't been in the swamp observing like this, but so many dragonflies. I mean, this will be how I'll count you to sleep before my last paddle in. One dragonfly in the swamp, 2 dragonflies, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dragonflies, 11, 12, 13 dragonflies, 14, 15, 16 dragonflies, 17, 18, 19 to my left, bubble to my right, I don't know where I left off, so let's just say 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 dragonflies, tucking you into bed, cooling you or warming you with their wings, the soothing sound of their wings, like a paddle on the water, gently stroking, gently. There's some, and let's see, let's do one water BUG, one water strider, 2 water, 3, 4. Here's some more bubbling. Let me just do a bubble chase and see if that's swamp gas or something. Oh, I see there's a little school of little fish, minnow-like fish, swimming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minnows, wishing you a good night's sleep. Saying, hey, you got any minnow stuff? Yeah, no, nature's got it. There's another minnow saying good night. Another tar-like smell here in this part of the swamp. How many bird songs to wish you good night? One bird song. One engine going by. Oh, Osprey just dove in. Osprey's coming out. I can't see if it has anything with it. And that's it. Good night. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Supporting the show at the level that got you this bonus episode and becoming a patron. I hope you rest well, because the podcast continues because you're willing to support some of the work that goes into making it. Thank you so much, and good night.
All right, everybody, Scoots here. This is your Tuck You In message, mostly for super listeners, though any listener that's listening right now, you could partake in this by, like, if you're a temporary listener, you're a new listener, you only listen from time to time, remember that what I talk about in the intro, other listeners are rooting for your good night's sleep, so you can receive that energy and comfort across the deep, dark night that other listeners are sending you. And you could send it out right now, right? You could send out your comfort or rooting for other people, even if they can't sleep, even if they're awake right now, that they have some comfort and relief, some companionship or some distraction in the deep, dark night. So you can receive or send any listener. You could do that. Now, with super listeners, would love it if you're, particularly if you're listening right now and you happen to be listening and hearing me and you fall asleep fast, or you're an all-night listener, you're the two key demographics that literally the future of Sleep With Me will depend on. If any of you end up hearing me and listening to me, more than are currently doing so, or if I just slowly get through to more people that fall asleep fast, people that listen all night long, and then any other super listeners, people that have been listening over 3 years, people that have been listening over a year, people that have been listening over 5 years, people that listen 4, 5, 6, 7 nights a week. You're the listeners I kind of need. Well, I mean, the reality is, like, if you're listening to me right now and hearing me, whether it's in this Tuck You In message or before the podcast starts or in the mid-roll of the podcast, the reality is you're like, and I think a lot of people dismiss this, but the stats back it up. Really, you're the one person listening and hearing me right now. And that's why I'm trying this new approach, because we still have to get through to people whose lives are made better by the podcast, that we need your support on Sleep With Me Plus. But it starts before that, right? And while I have to keep asking for support and keep pointing out how important it is, if you value the podcast, to support it back, and that Sleep With Me Plus was built with super listeners in mind, no ads, different versions of the show designed for people that fall asleep fast, people that listen all night long, people that have very specific favorites and like to build playlists of their favorites, people with particular tastes about the podcast of certain episodes but not other styles of episodes, people that are super fans of the podcast, super listeners, people, and I don't know, or if you're hearing me and listening to me right now, are you a super listener? If not, just root for other listeners or be rooted for. Or if you're curious, check out a trial of Sleep With Me Plus. But any super listener, there's 4 stages, I guess. Let me look at my notes here. Well, the whole thing I've been doing in the intros over the past few months and in the last minisode is that we're here rooting for other listeners, right? Or being rooted for in the deep, dark night. Because that's what the show's about, is like gentle caring, gentle relief at a distance, sending comfort across the deep, dark night to people that are out there, people just like you, or people a lot different than you, but that we all share something, right? And now is where I'm trying to deepen that conscious connection and choice in a multitude of ways. So each time you listen to the show now, you get this chance to participate in a passive way. And think about who else is listening right now. Like, are you, because there's a strong possibility when I get to these messages that you might be the only one listening and paying attention right now, but maybe there are a couple other people listening and paying attention right now. And do they listen the same style as you? Are they struggling with sleep in the same way you struggle with, or is it different? And can you root for them? Maybe they're an all-night listener, or maybe they fall asleep fast, or maybe they're an occasional listener just going through a tough time. And you can decide, do you want to root for them? Do you want to send them comfort right now across the deep, dark night? And can you sense that they're out there rooting for you to fall asleep, or to have some relief, or to have a distraction and a friend in the deep, dark night? That they're bore friends with you, right? That not just me as the person that narrates this podcast, but that there's someone else out there hoping that your life is more manageable tomorrow, and ideally that you could be out there flourishing on a regular basis. And if you're a super listener, right, particularly, again, if you're an all-night listener, you listen multiple times a week, or you fall asleep fast, or you've been listening for years, maybe you're the one all of us are quietly rooting for to support the show, because we do need to reach that goal of 1,500 super listeners supporting the show back. And that's out of a large number of super listeners. But the thing is, most super listeners are like, no, so it's someone else will do it. Or I'll do it later. Well, right now, you could do it, right? You could root for another person. You could be rooted for. You could do both of those things. Or you could support the show, or you could root for someone else to support the show. Who is it out there that you're rooting for? Like, who is going to be that hero or heroine? And maybe they're hearing, maybe you're the one, you're hearing all the other listeners starting to root for you. Are you out there? Are you going to support the show? Maybe you support it because you want ad-free episodes. You're supporting it for yourself, and it helps other people. Or maybe you're supporting it because you listen all night long and it's just more convenient to support the show and listen all night long. Maybe you're going to support it because you want it to be there for you in 6 months or 12 months or 3 months from now. Maybe you're going to support it because you know the podcast makes your life better. And you hear me and you know I'm serious. You say, hey, we can't do this without especially all-night listeners and people that fall asleep fast, but all super listeners, a percentage of them supporting the show back. That's how we pay the bills. That's how we're able to be here. But maybe it's not you, but can you root for that person? But maybe it is. Can you feel all those listeners rooting for one another and then rooting for that one person out of 20, right? That's who we need, of super listeners. So are you those 19 people getting rooted for? That's pretty cool. It's cool enough. Or are you the person we're all rooting for to support the show? If you're hearing me and listening for me right now and you can hear that, it's like yeah. Rooting for you to support the show. Don't wait, right? That's the biggest thing I've been learning from this campaign, from the people that do end up supporting the show. They're like, yeah, I was tuning you out. Where I was kind of passing on the message, saying, I'll do it later. Somebody else will do it. I want to do it, but I don't know. How many of those listeners are rooting for you right now to overcome those small obstacles and support the show right now at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus? I know I'm rooting for you, but I'm rooting for every listener. That's why I'm here. That's why the show isn't behind a paywall. That's why I work so hard, and that's why I'm willing to put myself out here and kind of have other listeners have strong feelings about me asking directly, because you're important. And that's why I show up day after day, night after night. I love making this show because I love participating in this thing where I know what it feels like for me in the deep, dark night. You know what it feels like for you in the deep, dark night. And you know there's other people out there that share this with us. And in the end, that's really what it's about. So I don't know if you could feel that. And I don't know if you could send it or receive it. And sometimes you might need to receive that energy. Sometimes you might want to send it. But a lot of times it's just nice knowing it's there, at least for me, knowing that you're out there and the other listeners are out there too. So thank you so much for listening to the show. And if you decide the podcast has changed your life for the better, and you want to make sure it's like you want to be that person we're all rooting for, you could support the show right now at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And then set up the bonus content tomorrow when you're more awake. Thanks.